actually told me that you put VR goggles on women in labor.
No, I haven't. I want to. There's a difference.
So like they'd be kind of
And it wasn't
pushing.
actually my idea.
They'd be
It
getting
was,
contractions. They'd be pushing, and then you stick VR goggles, and it brings them somewhere else. I feel that you need to explain this to me more.
I think that you're really not
I'm not
tuning
grasping
into
it.
things. So I think, first of all, part of the reason is that your experience of VR is very different.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you got VR and you started playing VR games?
Yeah.
What would happen?
I'd get really scared.
You'd get really scared. And I'd be upstairs like watching something randomly, like on a tablet or whatever. I think it was Gilmore Girls or something like that. And he'd come up and he'd be like, "Can I watch your program with you for a while? I'm too scared to keep going in the game."
Do you remember when I walked down a hotel corridor when we were on a weekend away, and it just gets this feeling of dread?
Yeah.
Because you guys, whoever hasn't tried VR, like the fidelity and the resolution is become so exceptional, and you're really in an environment. And I was playing this zombie
Completely
games
immersive.
where I was stuck in a house, and these zombies were running after me, and like it's like you get real life dread. Real life dread. And I had to stop.
He'd be sweating and shaking from fear.
I had to stop playing it for a while because it wasn't good for my mental health.
No.
And I remember I called my friend over.
It also wasn't good for my mental health because you were getting really clingy and I can't cope with that. Like.
And I called my friend over to come and we took turns playing.
He did. He called a friend for a play date to come and take turns so they could finish the game on VR.
We ended up not finishing it on VR. We couldn't go down the dark stairs down into the basement. It was just like
So the somatosensory regions of the brain that actually the nerve impulses from the sore part of you travel into, that's one part of the pain. But there's other areas of kind of the very thinking and processing parts of your brain that are also triggered. And what they found was that emotional kind of anxious, anticipatory, dread, those kind of sensations, they were all dampened significantly with VR. So that's potentially what will help women in labour. And that's what I think that we need to look at.
Do you think it would be useful in a cesarean section, or has it been tried in a cesarean section?
It has been tried. There's been some small studies. But it was used as a kind of a virtual education tool, an information tool, to show women who were undergoing cesarean delivery what that would be like as an educational component. And they found that the women had less anxiety about their delivery, but they didn't find that there was any difference during the acute phase of like intraoperatively in terms of sensations or experiences or any of that. Great. I think as an information tool, VR is going to come into its own within the next decade.